Okay, let's be real for a second. We've all been there, right? You sit down, crack open your laptop, and you tell yourself, all right, today is the day. I am finally gonna get this done. But then, a tiny notification pops up. You think, I'll just take one quick scroll, watch just one short clip, and suddenly, poof, 20, maybe 30 minutes have just totally vanished. But here's the hard truth we really need to unpack in this explainer today. Your phone isn't just stealing your time, it's actually actively training your brain to hate your real life.
Because, see, the scary part isn't just that 20 minutes disappear into some digital black hole. The real issue is the stark contrast in how things feel. When you finally force yourself back to a normal task, the friction is just immense. Reading a plain text document suddenly feels agonizingly slow. Doing your actual everyday work feels incredibly heavy, like you're dragging weights. Honestly, even just sitting in silence with your own thoughts feels deeply, deeply uncomfortable.
And right off the bat, I want to validate exactly what you're feeling right now, because most of us just instantly blame ourselves. But listen to me, you are not lazy. You're not fundamentally lacking in discipline, and you don't just need to find some magical well of motivation. You are not broken. The root issue here is simply that your attention has been conditioned. It's been trained by an environment that is quite literally engineered against you.
Think about your phone like a casino in your pocket. Every single day, your brain is getting bombarded with these tiny little hits of novelty. A new message, a shocking headline, a funny meme. You never know exactly what you're going to get when you pull down to refresh, right? And it's exactly that uncertainty, that constant possibility of a random reward that keeps you checking. Your brain learns to choose possibility over purpose. And that brings us to the 3 hidden layers of what is actually happening in your mind right now.
Here is layer 1 of the problem: overstimulation. Your brain was simply not designed for constant context switching. When you bounce back and forth between emails, browser tabs, group texts, and music, every single switch comes with a tax, a mental cost. Your brain has to completely halt one context and boot up another. It's draining. And that is exactly why you can spend a full 8 hours doing things at your desk and end the day feeling totally exhausted, only to realize you didn't actually accomplish anything meaningful.
And that naturally leads us to layer 2, which is boredom intolerance. Think about it. Waiting in line at the grocery store, sitting on a bus, or just eating lunch alone. Those used to be completely normal, empty spaces that gave your mind a crucial chance to reset. But now, we fill every single empty second with a glowing screen. Because of this, we've inadvertently taught our own brains to panic the second we feel even a tiny hint of boredom. But here's the secret. Boredom isn't a danger zone, it's actually the required doorway to focus. Every meaningful task, whether it's reading the first page of a dense book or the first 10 minutes of a tough workout, starts out feeling a little boring.
Unpacking the final hidden layer brings us to something that nobody really talks about: identity damage. This is what happens when you tell yourself, okay, I'll just check this for 5 minutes, and then you scroll for 40. You say you'll start your project after one more video, but you never actually do. Every single time you do this, you are breaking a promise to yourself. Slowly, day by day, this destroys your self-image. You literally lose trust in yourself, and suddenly, every single goal you set feels infinitely heavier because you don't even believe your own promises anymore.
Before we dive into the exact framework to fix this, I want to pause our analysis for just a quick second. Drop a comment below right now and tell me, what is one everyday problem you want solved in your life? Our team at Daily Fix Academy will be reading through every single one of these to turn your real-world struggles into future step-by-step explainers just like the one you're watching now. So let us know. All right, so let's talk solutions. The absolute most crucial point here is this major mindset shift. We aren't doing some extreme, punishing digital detox because we hate technology. Your phone isn't evil, it's a tool. Instead, our true goal is to actively rebuild our self-trust, step by step, day by day.
To do that, we're kicking off phase 1 of our 7-day focus reset. This covers days 1 through 3, setting the foundational groundwork.
On day 1, your one and only job is to measure the damage. Seriously, do not try to change anything yet. Just observe your current habits. Check your screen time stats and write down your top 3 most used apps. Then I want you to ask yourself a hard question. What are you actually trying to escape right now? Are you escaping boredom, stress, loneliness, or maybe a really difficult task you're putting off? See, phone addiction is rarely about the phone itself. It's almost always about an uncomfortable feeling you're desperately trying to avoid.
Then, on day 2, you have to accept reality. You cannot rely on sheer willpower against a supercomputer built by thousands of brilliant engineers designed specifically to capture your attention. You will lose. Instead, you have to design your environment so distraction doesn't automatically win the negotiation.
Turn off all those useless buzzing notifications. Bury those distracting apps 3 folders deep. And definitely, absolutely start charging your phone completely outside of your bedroom. You have to change the battlefield.
Day 3 is where we finally take our first real action. You are going to create just one single focus block, not some perfectly optimized, hyper-productive 5-hour routine, just one block. Put your phone in another room entirely and set a timer for 25 minutes. And hey, if that feels like too much, do 10 minutes, or even 5. The size of the block honestly doesn't matter right now, the repetition does. You are simply proving to your brain that you can stay with a single task. Remember, the goal is not perfection, the goal is proof.
Now let's move right into phase 2 of the reset, days 4 through 6. This is all about retraining how your brain processes effort and rewards.
On day 4, we are tackling a massive roadblock. Most of us, without realizing it, operate on a reward-first basis. We give ourselves the digital reward first, scrolling through our feeds, promising we'll do the hard work right after. But let's be honest, the effort never comes, does it? We need to completely flip the script to the boring first rule. Before you open up social media, clean off your desk. Before you hit play on YouTube, read 2 pages of a physical book. Doing just one boring, useful thing first completely retrains your brain's broken reward circuitry. Effort first, then reward.
By day 5, you're going to realize you can't just remove all this stimulation. You have to replace it with something. You need to build a replacement menu. When you feel that automatic urge to reach for your phone and scroll, pick one of these analog behaviors instead. Take a walk, stretch, drink a glass of water. Now, fair warning here. At first, taking a walk or just sitting in silence is going to feel incredibly, painfully boring. But remember, that is exactly the point. Your brain is relearning that not every single moment of the day requires loud digital noise.
Day 6 focuses on a really critical truth. A tired brain has absolutely zero discipline. If you spend the last hour of your night jumping between angry arguments and comment sections and flashy, fast-paced videos, your sleep quality completely plummets. And then you wake up the next day with a biologically weakened ability to focus. You must create a non-negotiable shutdown rule. 30 to 60 minutes before bed, the phone leaves your hand. Fixing your sleep is entirely 100% connected to fixing your attention.
Finally, day 7 is all about locking this in by designing your default day. Real discipline isn't about agonizing over making strong choices all day long. That's exhausting. Real discipline is about setting up strict rules so you don't even have to make a choice in the first place. Guard the first 30 minutes of your morning like your life depends on it. Knock out your deep work early in the day, and keep the phone completely out of your bed. By removing these tiny, exhausting decisions, you make focus the default path of least resistance. Now, as you go through this entire week, you are going to feel restless. It's a guarantee. You will catch yourself automatically reaching into your pocket for your phone without even realizing you're doing it. But I need you to know right now that discomfort is not a failure. It is actually the feeling of awareness. It is your attention finally waking up from a years-long digital coma.
And as that attention starts to wake up, your self-trust begins to compound. Think of it like a snowball. First, you prove you can trust yourself to focus for just 10 minutes. That confidence builds, and soon as 25 minutes. Then, you find you can actually protect a full, uninterrupted hour of deep focus every single day. Suddenly, reading a book feels easier. Your workdays are calmer. Your mind is way less scattered, and your entire life really starts changing for the better.
Look, the internet isn't evil, and entertainment absolutely has its rightful place in our lives. But when you let screens become your default, automatic response to any slight feeling of discomfort or boredom, your life quietly starts to shrink. All those amazing things you wanted to do, the skills you wanted to learn, the projects you've been putting off, the person you actually want to become, they aren't gone, I promise you. They are just hiding right behind that screen, waiting patiently on the other side of your reclaimed attention.
So I'm going to leave you with this final powerful step to take today. Don't try to fix your whole life right this second. Just put your phone in another room, set a timer for 10 minutes, and choose one single task. And when your brain inevitably starts begging for stimulation, when you desperately want to escape, just stay. Stay when it feels boring. Because the exact moment you stop running from boredom is the exact moment your focus returns. If you found this explainer helpful, make sure to hit subscribe to Daily Fix Academy for more clear, actionable solutions to your everyday problems. So what are you going to do with your first reclaimed 10 minutes today?